We thought we knew what to expect, but nothing could have prepared us for the harsh reality that so quickly shattered the stuff of legend. A toothless, legless old man sat in his wheelchair on the porch. His wife, her feet red and legs red and painfully swollen, sat by his side, but they were waving and grinning. The yard was a tangled mess of overgrown weeds and wood, and a pervasive smell of raw sewage hung in the air. We got out of the van, we introduced ourselves, and then leant upon the porch railing and looked at the ramp. It had barely been started, we would need to finish it. And then the old woman hobbled inside and we followed her. And I was appalled, or not by the conditions themselves, the backed-up toilet filled to the brim with solid waste, the piles of clothes, the flies that swarmed around the uneaten food on the table, but that no one seemed to be doing anything about it. And then I suddenly realized we were there to do something about it, and I was appalled even more. We traveled back to the school in a somewhat subdued mood, but our eager band of teenagers surrounded us, wanting to know about our family. They helped us load the van with supplies, and the next morning at 7:30 we set off bright and early. Adam, who was now calling himself Beloved Son, which the other kids shortened to BS, led us in morning devotions. He ignored the prepared script and instead prayed, "Dear Lord, if it be your will that on this our quest we meet with the Fisher King, guide us to ask the right questions, for we only have this one opportunity to free the king from his enchantment." Rocky sighed. "We're not on a quest. We're on a mission trip." "Same thing," said BS. And by the way, at Lemon Drop's insistence, we'd all taken nicknames for ourselves. In deference to the Heineman's dog, I was now Rusty. Ryan, a skinny freshman, was Superman. Denise, Snow White. TJ, who never cracked a smile, was Joker. And Christine was Rocky. Well, it wasn't long before we came to the Reagan's house. The old couple were seated as before, waving, eager to meet this new band of teenage helpers. And as we looked at the desolate little house, that yard with the overgrown weeds, the flies busy and thick, it really wasn't so difficult to believe that this land too was in the grip of an evil curse. "See," said BS, pointing to the old man in his wheelchair, "there sits the Fisher King. He dangles a length of twine into the muddied, befouled waters, but catches no fish. We're here to change that." The kids rolled their eyes. And then BS took hold of a power saw in one hand, his golden sword perhaps, and a red bandana in the other, and led the charge from the van. He stood before the astonished couple, and in his overalls 2 sizes too big, his brand new bright yellow working men's boots, a large floppy hat with a floppy brim, and safety goggles around his neck. Did he not look every bit as ridiculous as Percival had when he arrived at Arthur's court? "I come to champion the Lady Reagan," he cried. And he knelt before the couple and laid the power saw at the absent feet of the old man and offered the bandana as tribute to the old woman. No explanation seemed necessary for this strange behavior. Laughing, she took the bandana and wrapped it around her arm. And then we all introduced ourselves. Strange to say, neither the old man nor the old woman asked why it was we all bore such strange names. But then, this was not their destiny. Neither was it their time for questions.